Day 16 of NaNoWriMo, so week 3. I didn't do a video for day 15 because I worked in the evening and I was supposed to write before that. Didn't happen. Then I worked. I had supper with my dad. We had some steak with blue cheese and butter on top of it. It was absolutely delicious. And then I came home and I started writing, but by the time that I'm recording, it's now technically the early morning of day 16. So I wrote 1,378 words, which is not 1667, but that's okay. And that brings me to 23,814. And by the end of day 15, I should have been at 25,000 words, halfway done. Not there, but I'm only 1,200 words behind, which is still not the greatest. I think I was like 850 behind yesterday, and now I'm 1,200, but I'm off for technically the rest of day 16. Like, I'm going to bed, and then when I wake up, I'll be off for Friday, and I'm off on Saturday. So I'm hoping to get a lot more writing done for week 3. I did not feel like writing at all today, and when I started writing earlier, a few hours, like about 2 hours ago, I was like, oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I started writing, and I got really into it. And I had a good writing session. Pretty much I was wanting to write the entire time, which was really fun. I didn't expect that this late in the game. Most days now when I think I have to write, it's not nice thoughts that go through my mind. So I was pleasantly surprised when it wasn't that bad. And I'm hoping that I can continue this tomorrow when I wake up. So I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Technically later today. I just need to go to bed and get some rest. Okay, I think I'm going crazy a little bit. Let's end this before I say anything weird. Day 16 of NaNoWriMo, week 3. Today is Friday, November 16th, and I was supposed to write today all day. That didn't happen. I did edit my vlog from week 2, though, and I put that up a little bit late. I should have had that up yesterday. That's okay. And then I worked out, hung out with my girlfriend, got a haircut, obviously. That will change things completely. It's so weird, especially when you're doing a vlog, to see a haircut transition. It's like, whoa, something different. It feels a lot nicer. And it's, although I think I wanted basically like this to be a little bit longer, like this part of my hair. It's gonna look really weird for the rest of the vlog, but that's okay. I wanted that to be a little bit longer. But I'll tell them that next time. Don't touch any of this. That was my fault. I did not give proper direction. Anyway, so yeah. It's now 8:05, and I'm gonna try to write for 2 hours, see how far we get with that. If I need to, and I really want to push myself, I might do a little bit more, right till like 11 or midnight, or maybe even 1 a.m. Don't think I'm gonna go that far though, because tomorrow I'd like to wake up maybe around 10ish and get writing, and then I think my girlfriend's done working at 5 o'clock, so I would like to pretty much, from 10 to 5 be writing, other than like I'd probably have to have a breakfast and a lunch in between there, and obviously shower, but other than that, I'd really like to do a lot of writing tomorrow. We'll see how that goes, but that's the plan at the moment. And what else? There was something else that I wanted to say, and I forgot what it was. I'll tell you. I'll tell you my update in like 2 hours from now if I remember. So we'll see in a bit. So every day that I wake up, I dread having to write. I can't stand it. I'm like, again, today. And the stress just rises to crazy levels, especially because I'm behind right now. And it makes it so much worse. And it's because you don't get a break. You don't, in 30 days, you don't get 1 day of a break. You can. I took 1 day, and that was hard because then it was so hard to keep that momentum going. And eventually I took like on the weekend that my brother and his girlfriend were down, I didn't write as much. And that's unfortunately the time that I fell behind. But I did take an entire day completely off. And if I would have written that day, then I probably could have just written the little bit that I did on the weekend that they were here. So it's never fun to be behind. And taking a day is just, it's not really feasible. But it's the consistency that also makes you being able to attain 50,000 words in a month, which is an incredible feat. And honestly, it's amazing. But today, it is currently 10:05 p.m. and I wrote 1,575 words so far. So I'm almost at my 1667, and I'm going to continue writing until 11 p.m. tonight to see how far I can get and try to push myself to catch up. Because I should be at like 2,000 or 26,666, and I'm a little bit over 25,000 now. So we're going to see how much I can close that gap. And the reason, though, that I'm doing so well, and I'm enjoying myself very much during this writing session, is because a lot of it is dialogue. And what I did is that I created a character that is a horrible person. And I love writing people that I would hate in real life. Because it's just so fun to think of, oh, that's nasty. Oh, that is a horrible thing to say. Oh, that is bad. And one of the best moments that I've had as a writer so far was last week at some point. I went to my mother's to type. I wanted to change the scenery, so I went over there. And I'm writing, and she, at a desk over at her place, and she was behind me on the couch reading some of the chapters that I had printed for her of my own book. And all of a sudden, I'm just typing away. And it had been quiet for like half an hour at least. And all of a sudden she swears in French. And I'm like, what? What's wrong? And she's like, one of the characters that I created for something that he had done. She's like, as if he's doing that. As if he said that. And she was just so shocked and angry at him. And then she kept reading. She's like, and he's doing this. And she's just freaking out. And I'm like, that was so rewarding. Because my mother got so into the story. So invested that she's reading it as if it's just like a regular book, and got upset because of something that I wrote. So I absolutely love that, and I basically created another character like that. So I can't wait to see her reaction to this character. But it's fun. It's so much fun right now, writing this part, and also showing different other characters that are much more noble. But it also grays. That's probably one of the things that I very much enjoy. And one of the things that... The story that I have is a fantasy story that, it gets from point A to point B, like almost any other story. The actual story, I don't think, has any... Well, down the line, it will have some twists and turns. But right now, it's par for the course for a fantasy story. But to me, if anything that I personally think is making this story worthwhile is the characters, and having shades of gray for so many of them, that the good ones are all wanting to do something good, and they all think they're doing something for the right reasons, but they defer and they don't know which is the right path. And even the characters that are horrible think they're in the right as well, and that's what also makes them great characters, is that they think and they justify their actions because they have their reasons, and their reasons are kind of like, well, they kind of make sense, but it's still, depending on the person, most people would say, yeah, that's the wrong course, but at the same time, they're thinking it's the right course. So I'm having a great session. I got to get back to writing because it's already 10:09, and I want to write for another 50 minutes and see how far I can get. So I will update you all very shortly. Day 17 of NaNoWriMo, and it is a lot later than I want it to be. It is 2:51 p.m. and I wanted to be writing around 10:30 a.m. this morning, but that didn't happen. I ended up doing some chores that I had to do around the house, so that's good that they got done. But then I just got distracted so much more, and now we're at this point. I've got 2 hours before I have to go pick up my girlfriend from work. So I'm going to try to see how much I can do within that time. I'm still at a really good part in the story that I really want to get into, which is another good thing. There's probably going to be quite a bit of dialogue in the next little bit, or that I'm just adding in. I like because I created an extra character at this point in the book in the story that I hadn't intended to. It's opened up a lot of character discussions, which is really fun. So we're going to see how that goes. I've got my water bottle ready. I've got my coffee ready and brewed, and look at this. Just it smells so good. Yep. Absolutely delicious. We're good to go. We've got coffee and we're writing. I'm happy. I'll see you all soon. Okay, last quick update for the 17th. I did manage to write a little bit more tonight. Not as much as I wanted to, but still not bad. I wrote another 620 words, which brings my total for today to 1,820 words, which is over the 1667, which I'm happy with. And my overall total at 27,904 words. So I'm getting there. I was supposed to be at 28,333 by the end of today. So I'm getting closer. I'm still getting a little bit closer day by day. If I could write another 1,800 words tomorrow, I would be that much closer. I pretty much need, what, like 500 words at this point? 450. 450 would bring me a little bit over what I need to be. So I need to write 667 words and another 450. I don't know, like 2,000 words, a little something like that. We'll see you all in day 18. At this point, we have 2 weeks left. I'm so glad this is not my life year by year and that this is only a month, because I am definitely feeling it.
Ryan loading it up. And a knee caught Lester. The beast is down again.
Day 18 of NaNoWriMo. I worked earlier today until 8:30 p.m. and I didn't do any writing before work or after work. As you saw, after work there was a wrestling pay-per-view on, Survivor Series, which I really wanted to watch, and I watched all the matches that I was looking forward to, and for the most part I'm fairly happy with it. And it's about 10:45 p.m. now. I could write, but I got a little bit of a headache while I was at work. And that's probably because at work I'm always in front of a computer screen, and then when I'm off, like after work or on my weekends and stuff, I'm writing, which is also spending a lot of time in front of a computer. So I think I'm spending too much time in front of a computer. So I'm not gonna write, which is really bad for day 18. But I do have to be up early enough tomorrow because I'm working evenings again tomorrow. But and very late evenings. I'm done at 10:30 tomorrow. But I have to bring in my car to get an oil change and also to get my winter tires, which I very much need. So at 9 a.m. I have to wake up kind of early, so I don't feel like writing. Plus, I just think it would make things worse for my headache. So I'm gonna take today off, and then tomorrow I will regret it so much. I'll wake up and I'll be writing, and I'll be like, why did you screw me, present Kyle, or past Kyle at that point? But present Kyle never thinks of future Kyle, and future Kyle then always hates past Kyle, which is present Kyle right now. I'm not making any sense. I kind of am. I can't even speak. We're gonna end it now, and I'll see you all tomorrow, day 19, when I'm complaining about how far behind I am. Day 19 of NaNoWriMo. It is currently 9:44 a.m. and I am at my mother's because she lives about 5 minutes away from my mechanic, who is currently going to be getting me an oil change and changing my winter tires. So I'm going to try to write for a little bit. I am going to be going out for breakfast with my mother in a little bit as well. But I'm tired, which isn't good, because when I'm tired, I generally don't write nearly as much as I normally do. Headache is gone, which is good. And I'm Here's the thing. I'm wishing, obviously, that I had written last night, but I also know that because of how I was feeling yesterday with the headache, there's no way that I could have written a lot. Like, probably like 100 words, and I would have been like, oh, this is a bad idea. And they wouldn't have been coming and flowing to me kind of thing. So that's okay. That I didn't write yesterday. Like, it just wasn't going to happen. I said that I was going to, like, hate myself for yesterday, but I'm actually not, because I understand, like, especially now that the headache's gone, and I'm just tired, that, yeah, it wouldn't have been possible. So I'm just going to show you the scenery that I have to write, because, like, this is why I wrote here, like, or at the beginning of NaNoWriMo for one day, and I got quite a bit in on that day, is because the scenery is quite nice. I mean, it's still winter, so it's not exactly the nicest. In the summer, this is absolutely gorgeous, but still, I do like it quite a bit over here. So I will update you all in a little bit for how much I wrote today. I do have until I could probably write until about 1:30 before I have to start getting ready for work. So, but I am going for breakfast, and I do have to pick up my car and everything. So we'll see how things go, but I will update you all in a bit. So just a quick update for the end of day 19. I wrote this morning about 560 words, and then after work in the evening I wrote, I don't know how much more I wrote, but in total with the 560 and whatever I wrote in the evening, because I'm not doing the calculation, but I wrote in total 1,840 words, which brings my total words since I began this 29,744. I'm almost at the 30,000 mark. I should have been at the 30,000 mark before, but I'm not. And now I should have been at 31,666. So I'm about, 1,800 behind, 1,850, which isn't great, isn't horrible either. 11 more days of this. 11 more days. Ugh, goodness, I cannot wait for this to be over. I'll catch up at some point, but I'm going to bed. I'm tired. I'll see you in day 20. Day 20 of NaNoWriMo, and I do not feel like writing. 20 days of this, and I don't feel like writing. It's 10:18 p.m. I finished work at 7 o'clock, and then I went to the grocery store and I made supper. I did a bunch of meal prep. I worked out, and then I just fooled around on YouTube for a little bit, and I don't feel like writing. Oh, I want a break. I've had 2 breaks in these past 20 days, but one of the days I was working, and then I went to Dungeons and Dragons, and I just didn't have time. The other time I finished work and then I had a headache, so that was my excuse for that. I can't afford another day of not writing, but I don't want to. It's 10:09. I think a lot of it has to do with not writing before work. If I would write before work, maybe it wouldn't be as bad. But I mean, I had to be at work, not super early, but probably around 10 a.m. I had to start getting ready for work, so I wasn't gonna wake up like any earlier than that and then write. This is by far the worst day that I've had to write so far. To get motivated to start writing, because I know that it's gonna take me until midnight to get my quota, probably. So I just shut up and start writing. That's usually the best thing to do when I really don't feel like writing. I just say, okay, I'm just gonna go for it and just go. Don't get distracted at all during any of that time, and write as much as I possibly can during like an hour and a half, which honestly isn't that bad every day, but it's every day. I'm contradicting myself so much because I'm going crazy. Okay, we're gonna go start doing writing. I don't know. I'm gonna start doing this. Well, I hit 1,710 words. So I hit past the daily target, but I'm still like 1,800 words behind. But I'm done for the night. I wrote enough. I'm now at 31,454. And I am sick and tired of NaNoWriMo at this point. 10 more days after this. I can go to bed and I have 10 more days. So I will see you all at the end of week 3 tomorrow. Good night. Day 21 of NaNoWriMo, the end of week 3. And I'm just going to give you a quick update before I head into work. I wrote 1,259 words this morning before I go into work, which brings me to 32,713. I am slowly catching up, and I'm going to write more when I finish work. Goodbye! End of day 21. And I wrote... It doesn't say because it's just the total of the day, but I wrote like 1,250 or something like that at the beginning before I went into work. After work, I wrote like another 800 and some. I'm now at 2,102 for the day, which means I'm ending week 3 of NaNoWriMo with 33,556. I'm still like 1,450 behind, catching up slowly, but at least I'm putting a lot of words each day. And I'm getting that much closer. I don't have anything else to say for the end of this video, so thank you all for watching. You've been bearded in. I'll see you technically next week, because that's when you see the videos. It's every week. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I'll see you next week. I'll probably do a video before that. That's not a vlog. Okay. Go to bed. You've been bearded in. Beardage. I didn't know how else to end that video.